Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis KC, addressed the nation on March 16, 2024, to provide an update on what the government intends to do to protect the nation's borders due to the ongoing unrest in Haiti.
As many Bahamians are aware, armed gangs in Haiti have attacked critical infrastructure there, including the airport. There has been a collapse of law and order in many areas of the country, and a serious humanitarian crisis is unfolding. I know the Bahamian people join me in praying for the many innocent souls who are caught up in the terrible violence and suffering. Unfortunately, there are no simple or easy solutions for Haiti, and the country's disorder and instability pose a security challenge for the entire region. In the Bahamas, we must patrol thousands of square miles of water in order to protect our nation's borders. Since we came to office 2.5 years ago, our government has made significant investments in the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. We have recruited and trained hundreds of new officers. We have expanded our fleet. We have added new technology and equipment, and we built a new facility in Inagua to facilitate faster processing and repatriation of migrants found in our waters. We have also worked hard to strengthen relationships and cooperation with numerous international partners so that we are well positioned to coordinate efforts and resources. We are now deploying significant RBDF assets to establish a southern Bahamas blockade operation, including surface vessels, aircraft, and 120 highly trained RBDF personnel. Operations will focus on the northern coast of Haiti, the Old Bahama Channel, and the Windward Passage. As we expand our patrols in our southern waters, the United States and the United Kingdom are also working to position assets in the region. We are working with the U.S. Coast Guard, with Turks and Caicos, and with the Cuban Border Patrol to share critical intelligence and align our efforts. Through these collaborative efforts, we have successfully intercepted a number of vessels originating from Haiti. The repatriation of individuals aboard these vessels will be conducted in a manner that prioritizes the safety of our officers and respects the human rights and dignity of the passengers. At the Summit of Americas in June of 2022, which took place in the United States, 21 countries in our hemisphere signed an agreement that included a commitment to receive refugees. I did not sign this pledge, and I continue to believe this is the right decision for our country. We Bahamians are a compassionate people, but we simply cannot absorb additional burdens or security risks at home. However, we are committed to continuing diplomatic support for Haitian efforts to create a path forward out of their crisis. Progress is urgently needed for the people of Haiti and for the security of the Bahamas and the region. I work with my fellow CARICOM leaders to construct a framework for resolving the political impasse in Haiti. The proposed framework reflects intensive discussions with and input from representatives of Haiti's political factions, civil society, coalitions, religious leaders, the diaspora, and the private sector. The dialogue with Haitian stakeholders was facilitated by the CARICOM-appointed Eminent Persons Group that included our ex-Prime Minister, Perry Christie, who contributed significantly to opening channels of communication and advancing understanding. The first step in the framework is a transitional council with members chosen by Haitian stakeholders. Haiti's Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, has pledged to resign once the council is formed, and the council would appoint an interim Prime Minister. As the Transitional Council works to prepare a path to free and fair elections, a multinational security support mission authorized by the United Nations last year may be formed to reinforce the Haitian National Police in creating the conditions necessary to support humanitarian assistance and safe, secure elections. As many of you know, Kenya has offered to lead this mission, and a number of other nations have offered to send officers, equipment, and resources. Because stabilizing Haiti is critical to preventing a mass migration crisis, and thus critical to our own country's national security, the Bahamas may send a contingent of officers to participate in maritime operations in support of the multinational force. Some Bahamians will recall that under Prime Minister Ingram, Bahamian officers participated in a mission to uphold security in Haiti in 1994. If the multinational force is deployed this year, and if we are able to come to agreement on the parameters of our participation, our Defense Force officers who participated would be restricted to maritime operations, where the RBDF's experience, expertise, and excellence would be a tremendous asset. The crisis in Haiti is complex and multidimensional. While there have been some positive developments, formidable obstacles remain, and the situation remains fluid. I want to reassure Bahamians that in all contingencies, we are prepared to defend and protect our borders.
In a press conference held at the office of the Prime Minister on March 14, 2024, Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, provided an update on current roadwork projects as well as an update on the upcoming phase of tackling unregulated communities around the Bahamas.
One critical role of the Ministry of Works is ensuring that the infrastructure of the country is up to par with modern-day amenities and safe and reliable roads and thoroughfares. And that is why we continue with our aggressive approach to building, reconstructing, road paving, and pothole patching. Now, the last time I spoke at this event in December, I noted that paving on 25 miles of road was completed in 2023 alone, and earmarked for 2024 was 65 miles of arterial and community roads to be completed across the capital. To say the least, that is still the goal of the Ministry of Works Civil Design section. So just to give you an update, as of today, we have tendered 7 contracts that is out for tender now that will pave community roads. The bidding process should end shortly. And these contractors, road paving contractors, 7 different contractors will be paving these community roads. In regards to roads that is paved up to date, in the month of January, we paved Yamacraw Shores, East Street South, Abundant Life Road, an unnamed road off on Abundant Life Road, Bank Lane, Jubilee Gardens. And in February, we carried out works in Kennedy Subdivision, which includes Forge Avenue, Willow Court, Zina Street, Pine Forest, Vernon Street, Collies Avenue, Carmichael Road, Ramsey Road to Bacardi Road, Cowpen Road, Ballot Road, and in the month of March, works continue on Ballot Road, McKinney to Gladstone, with 300 tons remaining to be paved, and Christie Street between Bay and Shirley Streets, which is works in progress. Cost has not increased, and the total funding remains at $98,210,000, including VAT, and that's for New Providence alone. And we have other road repairs in the Family Islands. Sidewalk construction and drainage repairs is included in this total funding allocation. We also know that there are still more roads needing much attention, and we are progressing steadily. On Monday, I, along with my team from the Civil Design section, toured a number of areas where paving and drainage works are in progress, including the downtown area. If you've passed there lately, you can see that Dassel Street, Christie Street, and other side streets are being worked on, as well as Carmichael Road, moving west towards Coral Harbor. I'm happy to say that I am pleased with the progress that I've seen so far. I want to really thank the residents and the business owners in these areas for their patience and their understanding. We know that sometimes this may be a temporary inconvenience, but as we work to provide safer and better streets for the motoring public. I also want to thank the teams at the Ministry of Works and Bahamex for their efforts toward this mandate to ensure proper infrastructure throughout the country. Your work is definitely not going unnoticed by myself nor the entire Bahamas. Hard work, dedication, and commitment are key to getting the work done that you are proving this to us every day. Also, if you had listened at my midterm budget speech, you would have heard that we are focusing heavily on the Family Islands. We have started to pave and will continue to pave on these many islands. This includes Grand Bahama, Bimini, South Bimini, Abaco, Exuma, Cat Island, Long Island, and just inclusive of North, Central, and South. Now, for some exciting news. Tomorrow, myself along with the Permanent Secretary, Luther Smith, and the team of the Ministry of Works will head into Rock Sound, where we will commission an asphalt plant for 163 miles of road. This is a public-private partnership initiative with Bahamas Striping Group of Companies and its subsidiary company, Caribbean Pavement Solutions. This venture is very significant and will be a major investment for Eleuthera and the Family Islands. It will also play a critical role in effectively and efficiently providing the necessary materials needed, as contractors will take on the monumental task of reconstructing, rebuilding, paving, striping, and placing cat eyes on the roads across Eleuthera. We will also have an official signing contract with Quick Fix Construction and New View Construction for the paving of community roads and highways in Eleuthera from Hatchet Bay to Benjamin Town. These two companies are local building companies right from the island of Eleuthera that will be engaged throughout the entire process. Tomorrow's contract signing will kickstart road construction, as asphalt is expected to be laid in April. And I want to reiterate, it's asphalt, not sand and seal. So Eleuthera will be getting asphalt, and these initiatives will be well over the investment of $100 million in Eleuthera alone. In regards to the demolition of the illegal structures in unregulated communities throughout the Bahamas, it cannot be stated enough that these communities are a danger to our country. There are environmental, health, and safety concerns, and it is the government's mandate to ensure the safety and welfare of its citizens and lawful residents. The decision to tackle these unregulated communities may be uncomfortable and a tough pill to swallow for some, especially those who may have to vacate these shanty towns. But this Davis administration is committed to tackling this vaccine issue. It is the right thing to do. To date, nearly 300 illegal structures have been demolished across New Providence and Abaco. The task force is traveling to Eleuthera next week to conduct investigations into shanty towns on that island. The team has already completed an initial assessment on the island and are moving into the second phase of the process. So over the course of the next few months, the team will ensure that these areas are monitored to prevent reoccupation. Now let me just say here that the focus is not solely on shanty towns occupied by foreign migrants, and in some cases also Bahamians, but the Building Control Department within the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs will be going after all unregulated structures, which means all buildings that have not been approved by the Ministry of Works. I would like to thank and congratulate the unregulated task force team for their hard work and their efforts. Lastly, on the government's blueprint for change, we committed to the digitization of the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs. The Digitization and Transformation Unit has completed 18 services focusing on the building control section of the Ministry of Works, and these services are being vetted by our team for final approval before going live. We are also assessing our services to streamline building control approvals and other ministry processes. It is our goal to modernize, to streamline, and to make the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs more efficient.
Global leaders gathered in New York for the United Nations 68th Annual Commission on the Status of Women to discuss gender equality and the empowerment of women. In a plenary session held on March 13, 2024, Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles Sirota, provided ongoing and upcoming initiatives with the goal of empowering the women of the Bahamas.
Mr. Chairman, the Bahamas has been fortunate in its 50 years of independence in facing great challenges. I refer to middle-income countries, limited fiscal space for crisis response, and poverty eradication. In our country's advancement, beyond comprehensive legislation against violence and the advancement of women in public office, we seek the economic empowerment of the country's women. Together with our commitment to addressing the critical agendas in this session's report by the Secretary General, the Bahamas remains committed to the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action and the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda. We have undertaken to address the gender poverty gap, to strengthen institutions, and to implement financing with a gender perspective through food security, social safety net programs, and business development. In January 2023, Mr. Chairman, the government announced a new national food policy. The government seeks to make smart, resilient agriculture a catalyst for future economic growth and development. Further, the Ministry of Social Services worked to expand women economic empowerment. In March 2021, we offered a transformational digital system for the delivery of services in our social safety net reform and for emergency programs. We have given grants to civil society organization outreach programs. Mr. Chairman, we cannot achieve the goal of gender equality and women's full economic empowerment and participation without sustained financing. In this context, the Bahamas supports efforts to reform the international financial architecture. Reduction of women's poverty is hindered by lack of access to concessional, long-term financing for sustainable development, policies to address, among other things, women's economic enfranchisement. In this regard, I extend thanks on behalf of the Government of the Bahamas to UN agencies and stakeholders for resources extended to the Bahamas Development Bank in offering very relevant, timely women financial accelerator programs in the bank's mandate, adding women to the country's industrial development landscape, an Academy of Women Entrepreneurs microloan program, and a UN joint SDG fund project on Building Back Equal are effectively addressing training, access to additional capital, risk reduction, and facilitates attaining SDGs. In closing, permit me to salute my predecessor, the late Honorable Obadiah H. Wilshcombe, who passed away on September 25, 2023, 1 month after hosting and chairing the 13th WAM conference meeting in the Bahamas in August last year. Minister Wilshcombe addressed this August body at the 67th session of the CSW. In furthering this critical agenda, the Bahamas wishes to express its support to the Bureau of this outstanding commission. The Bahamas is resolute in its quest to secure gender equality and empowerment for all women and girls.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. With newly renovated facilities and eager athletes chosen and ready to compete, the Bahamas is set to host the Carifta Aquatics Championships 2024 from March 29th to April 3rd. Officials at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, in conjunction with Bahamas Swim Federation, provided details and updates on the regional competition in a press conference held on March 15th, 2024.
We want to thank our partnership, Ministry of Works, the contractor, Stephen Knowles, and all the teams that would have been hired under his watch. We want to thank all of the sponsors who would have come forward thus far. While the LOC and the Federation and the government of the Bahamas would have been disappointed in the amount of sponsorship that would have come forward, we appreciate those that came forward. I want to say to the coaches that have been chosen and the athletes that have been chosen to represent the Bahamas in these up-and-coming games, congratulations to you both. And we know that our athletes are well prepared and ready to go and represent this country and make us all proud, and we expect nothing less but the 6th championship, consecutive championship, as the aquatics champions in the Caribbean. To the 36 members that were chosen, again, these facilities were prepared for you. These facilities were prepared to ensure that you have facilities for the future, that you don't have to be stopped, turn around, and be diverted all over the place. So we took our time to ensure that these facilities was prepared and done right. No longer in this country, we want to have facilities where our athletes cannot get on or off the facility or in the pools, whichever the discipline may be. We want to ensure that we take our time as we prepare the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, as we have done prepare for the Kendall Isaac Gymnasium, as we have opened the Andre Rogers Stadium, and we are trying to finish the Betty Kennings Medal. There was never any time in the history of this country that facility has received this much attention under any administration. So that tells you that is the commitment of this government to ensuring that our young Bahamian athletes have the best facilities that they can have to ensure they maintain and sustain their level of performance in the world. So I say again, on behalf of my ministry and the government of the Bahamas, we are pleased and honored to partnership with the LOC, the Bahamas Aquatics Federation, and all of the athletes and coaches, the NSA, and all partnerships to host these 2024 Carifta Games. Thank you.
The Consumer Affairs Unit celebrated World Consumer Rights Day under the theme Fair and Responsible AI for Consumers. An opening ceremony for World Consumer Rights Day was held at the Mall of Marathon on March 15th, 2024.
So today I stand here before you to dwell on the fascinating realm of artificial intelligence. It is a transformative technology poised to revolutionize our world in ways we can scarcely fathom. Artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence by machines or computers, which has taken great strides in recent years, enabling computer applications to perform tasks that were once thought to be solely within the realm of human cognition. From self-drive cars to virtual assistants, artificial intelligence is already having a profound impact on our daily lives. And I want you to listen carefully. Some of us have to be here, but this is extremely important. One of the most exciting aspects of artificial intelligence, or AI, is its potential to enhance human capabilities. By automating mundane and repetitive tasks, artificial intelligence can free us up on a daily basis so that we can focus on more creative and fulfilling endeavors. AI-powered software can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns and trends that would be impossible for humans to detect on their own at a rapid rate. This can lead to breakthroughs in fields such as medicine, transportation, scientific research, and finance. Moreover, artificial intelligence has the potential to address some of the world's most pressing challenges. I'm still waiting for an artificial intelligence solution to help us with relationships. I ain't sure of that coming yet. Today, the Bahamas government is developing a news and emergencies app which would identify readers' trends and preferences and push related news and entertainment topics to subscribers' mobile devices without any manual coding or programming. So this app, stay tuned, because this app will help us and help us as consumers and readers to be able to focus on the things that we're really truly interested in focusing on, as opposed to some of the other stuff that may be published on our social media sites. So if you like eating, baking, gaming, or sports, this new app with artificial intelligence feature will on a daily basis provide you with the latest news on your mobile devices without any manual intervention. By developing artificial intelligence-driven solutions, we can improve our healthcare, reduce poverty, combat climate change, and mitigate crime-related incidences. However, it is important to approach AI with both excitement and caution. As artificial intelligence can become more sophisticated, it is essential that we consider its ethical implications. In other words, AI can be both good and bad. AI can be both good and bad. Therefore, we must ensure that as consumers, we use AI in a good way and not so much an evil way. And as AI technology continues to develop and mature, we can expect to see even more groundbreaking applications emerge in years to come. One area where AI is expected to have a particularly significant impact is in the consumer sector. As AI-powered technologies have the potential to make our lives easier, more efficient, and more enjoyable in countless ways.
Public and private school students across New Providence marched for peace. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, along with participating schools, took part in the National Peace Begins With Me March and Rally on March 15, 2024. I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.